Joining me in the studio is the Westminster lobby correspondent for the Press Association, Jennifer McTernan. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you. Was it Brexit what done it for Rory?
It's very difficult to say that it was anything other than Brexit. Obviously, he had the performance on the debate last night. He admitted himself that was lacklustre. But when the polls came in, YouGov did a snap poll, and it was showing that actually he had huge public support. He was the front runner as far as the general public was concerned.
General public.
But
yeah.
when you looked into that a little bit longer, yeah, it's not a vote for the general public. This one, it's a vote for the Tory membership, and the Tory members do not want somebody who is going to rule out no deal, it seems. That was Rory Stewart's big campaigning issue, and it's been decisively rejected today.
Yeah. He gave an interview with our Vicky Young at Westminster straight after the result was announced, and he was obviously disappointed. There was almost a sense of sort of sorrow in his voice that he saw himself as the kind of candidate, as you've indicated, who could sort of, perhaps occupy a little bit of that centre ground that seems to have been vacated by both the main parties at the moment, and that this was an opportunity that the Conservative Party has sort of thrown away.
Yeah, I think another big difference for Rory Stewart was that he was a part of that pitch against the Brexit. The Brexit angle that other candidates are pursuing was that he was really very critical, very vocal in his criticism for this kind of machismo. And he was saying you can't just go in and shout louder at Brussels and expect to get a better result. And now that has gone, I think that was what was winning over some of the opposition voters, particularly the Remainers, but also more moderate Tories as well, who don't want to see, we've already had David Davis as the first Brexit secretary, who basically went over and effectively took that approach, some would say. And it didn't work, so why should it work this time? And we've now got 4 candidates who are looking like they're going to take more of that sort of approach.
Boris Johnson is way out ahead. He's certainly going to be one of the last 2 men still standing. Difficult, I know. Who would you put your money on as to got to fill the second berth?
There's very little in it between Hunt and Gove at the moment.
So definitely not Sajid Javid. I mean, he's pulled up. What was it? He got an extra 5 votes.
He
and
managed
it's been
to get 5
gradually
votes.
moving up. So
yeah, but if you're looking in terms of momentum from today, it was Michael Gove who managed to get the most votes today with 10.
Yeah.
And again, if Sajid Javid was just saying then, what the Tories need now is a candidate for change, and Hunt is known as Continuity May. He's going to go back in a similar way to perhaps Rory Stewart and say, listen, we need to look at this again and try and come up with some kind of similar deal. So if people are not willing to back Rory Stewart, then and people are going over to Michael Gove, then possibly Gove is, although not on the results today, he possibly has the momentum behind it to nudge ahead.
To nudge ahead of Hunt?
Slightly. But, I mean, Rory Stewart, before the vote, was talking about this idea of the dark arts. He was talking about Gavin Williamson's dark arts and the proxy voting, the proxy
lending
votes.
people votes and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and he was saying they're coming in batches of 5 and batches of 10. And when you look
what
at these
a lovely
numbers,
bunch they are.
quite backstabby. Well, when you look at these numbers and you see that Sajid Javid managed to get 5 votes, Michael Gove managed to get 10 votes, you have to wonder where they've come from.
Yeah.
People are very tight-lipped. It's not entirely clear, but there could be some games going on.
Really?
I think so.
You think people might not be saying what they really think? I suspect not. All right, Jennifer, thank you. Jennifer McTernan there from the Press Association.